Smart zombies. Smart zombies. That is a very smart idea. I mean, I didn't know where else you could take the zombie genre, quite frankly. Although I was very impressed with mixing the zombie genre with another genre, in this case, the heist genre. And Marvel, by the way, has succeeded doing the same thing by mixing the comic book genre with other genres. For instance, political thriller, horror, I would say with WandaVision, maybe a podcast, right? I mean, that was a very tantalizing combination. And then here, I can't believe no one's ever made a zombie movie where they mixed it with another genre. And I can't believe nobody's ever thought of smart zombies. I mean, these are truly, this is the ideas that big power moves are made on. Ideas that, believe it or not, no one has thought of, but once you introduce them, everyone goes, oh my God, that's perfect. How did we never think of that? And it's quite fitting that Zack would evolve zombies yet again because he helped popularize fast zombies with his Dawn of the Dead remake, his very first film. So I love that. But there's a lot of other smart things about this movie besides making zombies smart and mixing genres. For instance, this has an international cast, and Netflix, of course, has an international subscriber base. We've got actors from Germany, France, Mexico, India. I haven't spotted the Indian actress in the trailer, I don't believe. Let me know if you did. But that's really impressive. That's going to help the movie do well across the board. I mean, it's different measures of success. This movie will play in theaters 1 week early on May 14th, but Netflix paid all this money for it, and they apparently paid quite a bit. This movie looks expensive. They want it to perform really well on their streaming service. So this ideally, this would be one of the top, if not the top, most watched movies ever on Netflix. So it's got to beat stuff out like Extraction, things like that. Six Underground, which I can't believe it. That's right. That was a very popular movie because, it played very well internationally. And I think this has the ability to maybe do that, which would be really amazing. And hopefully Netflix will let us know. They will. Netflix, doesn't have any, there's no drama there. They'll tell us the numbers. And then also I think the Vegas setting is really smart because it allows for some really impressive big set pieces because of all the casinos. And they've even invented their own casino, which we're going to talk about, that plays into the plot. Speaking of the script, at the end here, Joby Harold is one of the screenwriters. Now, who's Joby Harold? Well, the things that he's done has only been Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, which is pretty incredible that that's his only screenwriting credit, yet the man's on fire. Although this script seems very clever. Joby Harold's not the only writer, but this is an impressive line on his resume now. So Joby Harold is the co-writer here, and you're going to be seeing his name a lot. He's also, his Transformers script was liked so much by Paramount, they're moving forward with it, with Anthony Ramos just recently signing on to star. And then also, Joby Harold, I buried the headline a little bit here, he took over the Obi-Wan show as head series writer. And that's quite the vote of confidence. So Joby Harold, his career has a lot of momentum. But this just adds to that impressive resume. All right, so we're going to break this down. You might be wondering what there is to go over in a trailer like this in a shot by shot, but I'm going to point out some of the clever ways that this movie is put together from both a business and a story perspective. And there are some clues to give you a little bit more of an idea of the story at hand. All right, so we start out at this beautiful, beautiful diner. It's one of those cozy places. It shows that Dave Bautista's he's on tough times. He's struggling, but he's still created a little oasis for himself and others. I think the color design here is fantastic. You see the color in the sign reflected in that vintage car parked there. I wonder if that's Dave Bautista's car. We'll check. We should see, actually, because there's a shot of him driving to this heist. He's like, I gotta drive there. But also, I think it's interesting they say that he not only serves hamburgers here, but also Chinese food. He's the cook. And so let's see if that's what it is. But to me, that says that it's showing that his Scott Ward has worldly experience. He's a global fighter. All right. So that's our opening. So much from just the opening shot. All right. All that smoke. Someone's home. So, and then also, by the way, while Dave Bautista's cooking, someone's clearly ordered hamburgers. The most popular thing they serve, I guess. They're talking about Las Vegas actually on the radio and how it's been walled off. So apparently in this world, there are only zombies, because everybody here would be freaking out, right? There are only zombies in Las Vegas. And right now they've succeeded in sequestering them there. I liked a lot of your guys' joke that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, including people who get zombified. That's a good joke. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in this movie because that's very funny. And so that's why they would want to steal the money, because they could spend it conceivably in the rest of the world, which has not. I suspect by the end of this movie, those zombies are going to break loose for a sequel, but we'll see. But right now, it's just, nobody can go to Vegas anymore. And I thought that was Dave Bautista. This is a great shot too. Closed, please call again, even though that's not the part of the sign that's open, but I think that's interesting that it's up there. Let's see. And then here's Dave Bautista. I love this shot of Dave Bautista. It instantly sold me on his character here. And he's like, I'm doing a lot of acting here. Thank you very much. And he is. He's doing a lot of acting with his wardrobe. I love the whole thing. The whole thing is put together. It's a little over the top, but I got to tell you, it's so effective that I fell in love not only with the choices, but with the effort. So I do love Dave Bautista in glasses. It's one of my favorite genres. He looks great in those frames. I have frames like that, actually. Maybe that's one of the reasons I like them so much. But, as for Dave Bautista, whether or not he's a star, right? Well, this reminds me of a famous Paul Newman quote. And Paul Newman once famously said that in the right part, he's priceless. And I think the same can be said of Dave Bautista. And he's, in fact, particularly valuable to streaming services. Because on, it wasn't supposed to be a streaming movie, but during the pandemic, they sold My Spy to Amazon. And that was a huge hit for Amazon. They want to make a sequel, but Dave Bautista's like, I don't know if I want to be in the My Spy business. But I think he wants to be, we'll see if his character makes it out of this movie alive, but maybe he could get a prequel too. But I think that this is a great role for Dave Bautista. And again, the choices that his character is making, I find so endearing. I'm like, this might be his best role to date. And I have some other shots I want to point out too. All right, so anyway. So here, look who it is. Look who it is. It's Hiroyuki Sanada, who's also about to be Scorpion in the new Mortal Kombat movie. Is that, behind him, is that Garrett Dillahunt? He's always in soft focus, but I wonder if Garrett Dillahunt is his bodyguard who joins them on the mission to maybe keep them, well, where are they going to go? Of course they're going to come back out with the money. They're not going to escape. But I think that might be Garrett Dillahunt behind him. But, all right, so again, more international cast members. So he's come to hire Dave Bautista. And he's like, how'd you like to make $50 million? And I'm like, where's the other 150 going? Because it's 200. I mean, I'm sure Sanada's character is getting a lot, but still. His character is named Hunter Bly, and it's the Bly. So it's his casino. Oh, that's interesting. You'll see there's a Bly thing on the casino later. So I guess he wants his money. It's stuck down there. That's a pretty good story. That's a pretty good plot. So I like that shot. That's very Apocalypse Now. All right, so they're gonna gather at this outpost, right? So he's getting the gang back together. Oh, and so you can see he's won even a medal. And that's very much the theme of this, is like, where did it get these guys? All the good they've done, all they've sacrificed for their country and their fellow man, and they're still struggling. Why don't they do deserve a big payday? I think they do. So here's a casino that they've turned on. I got to interview Zack about this, and he talked about filming some of this stuff actually in Atlantic City at an actual abandoned casino. So that is just a gift from the location gods. So this looks fantastic. You can see there are some bodies in plastic wrap on the ground. I'd be like, are they going to pop up any sec? Who knows? These zombies are smart. That could be a trap. They're like, you hear like a zombie snickering on the floor, being like, this is so great. They don't know we're smart. So here we go. He's got plans for the safe. Now you're going to see in another shot that this is actually a German safe, which is why they need a German safe cracker. All right. He's got his glasses on. Dave Bautista has his glasses on for this entire movie, you'll see. He even wears them around his neck, which I think is so endearing when he's in the field. I'd be like, do you need those to aim? So here we go. They're all, no, wait. So it looks like the pickup truck was actually his car. Maybe they were both his cars. He's like, I'm not driving that sweet classic ride to the zombie apocalypse. So he's catching up with old friends. And look at this. He's wearing an American flag shirt. It looks great. And it shows off his biceps perfectly. He's like, this is one of my favorite shirts. So, they're catching up. They're all so happy to see each other. Woohoo, hooray. And this is where they talk about, like, yeah, time to get paid. So this is Omari Hardwick, and he's the one digging in the desert here. I wonder what he's burying. That'll be very interesting to see. Or maybe he's picking something up. Oh, see, I love this actor as well. I know a number of you do too. It's Raul Castillo, who I know him from Looking, that really wonderful show from, it was on HBO, right? It was a great show. I wish that everybody on it was doing better than they currently are. Now, some of you were surprised to see Tig Notaro in here. Now, the reason that Tig Notaro is in this movie, and why you'll almost exclusively see her in close-up shots, is because she's replacing Chris D'Elia. And you'll notice that Chris D'Elia and Tig Notaro have similar builds and hair, so that when they have the far-away shots, it's conceivable, or maybe it wasn't too expensive, to alter them enough that it's now Tig Notaro. And her pickup shots were done during the pandemic, you know, like I believe like either on a soundstage or even like Zack's, you know, driveway, so that they could insert her into the movie. So that's why you'll always see her in close-up shots, because they couldn't put her in with the rest of the group sparingly, because it's expensive to do that. Netflix, I think Netflix had no choice to do that, but they're like, man, it's got more expensive. But I think this was a happy accident. I think this is one of the best examples I've ever seen of making lemonade out of lemons. I think that putting Tig Notaro in here, I know some of you weren't into it, but I think it's a really cool idea. I love the choice. I think it's like, I couldn't think of a better replacement for Chris D'Elia after what he did. All right. So there's this, you can see it's a German safe. And there's your safecracker from Germany. Now this is Matthias Schweikoffer, who is a really big name in Germany. So that's going to help it there on Netflix and other European countries who are familiar with his work. And in fact, he and Zack got along so well that he is directing and starring in the prequel that they're making, which is about how all the safes that he's cracked to learn how to crack this one, the super safe. So that'll be that sounds really good too. Now this is Ella Pernell, who you best know, who she looked totally different in the Tim Burton movie, and she has also a very Tim Burton-y look, although less so here, but in the Peculiar Children movie. So all right, they're like, let's do it. And see there it says on the casino, Bly Casino. So he was like, go get my money. I like his nice powder blue suit you got there. They're like, consider it done. I don't want more than just $50 million. Maybe that's all that Dave Bautista himself gets to keep, but maybe they have to pay some to the U.S. military for letting them in there to get it. So they're like, you have $200 million. That's how much is available. And you have a 32-hour window to go get it. And see, the military is letting them in. I think they're going to nuke it. Because we were all like, if they're all in one spot, why don't you nuke it? I don't know what's taken them so long to nuke it, quite frankly. They've been able to set up a whole zombie society in here. I would have nuked it like day 2. But apparently they decided to wait. Maybe Bly talked them into it. He's like, I want to go get my money. So there it is. How are they going to get all that money out? I mean, I just recently rewatched Ocean's 11. It was so much fun. But getting the money out of the casino is difficult. That's so much physical cash. Maybe they have to get it to the roof for a pickup. That's what I would do. Oh, but then now I'd be worried that Sonata would leave me, or Bly would leave me to perish in here. All right, so they're about to enter, and we're going to find out that we're dealing with smart zombies, right? So they go through those shipping containers that are keeping the city. Although if these, again, smart zombies, why don't they just build a ladder for Pete's sake, right? I mean, they're riding horses. I mean, I'll be curious to see how they explain that. Maybe the zombies don't want to join the rest of society. They're like, we hate all of you too. We just want to live in peace here. That's so ridiculous. I love it. So yeah, we see just how many zombies are in there. It's a literal army of the dead. They look like they have zero training, so I guess I wouldn't be. Well, they're super powered though. Now I love this shot. And look, the Statue of Liberty herself looks like a zombie with the way that she's decaying. I think that's really cool. And this, of course, is from the New York casino, but they're able to have this shot in this movie because it's Las Vegas. And so I think that this is your head zombie person. There's somebody in here called Zeus, who's credited as Zeus. And I wonder if that's what's going on, because you're going to see the casino where all the zombies live, you're going to see it, and that Zeus name's going to make sense. So there's Tig in a very close shot. It'll be interesting to see when is head replacement and when's not. Now, I think that is Theo Rossi from Luke Cage. He's in there, and so Theo Rossi's down. I think he's going to get taken, as we see from this very trailer. Look how great Vegas looks in the background there. That's incredible. That's all CGI. Isn't that amazing? That's absolutely amazing. So they're like, these zombies are ridiculous. What's going on? Now, this is a French actress. This is Nora Arnazeder. She looks great. Now, speaking of looking great, that zombie looks amazing. I'm like, I gotta say, for a zombie, I love your makeup. I mean, like, it's like the symmetry of your dead eyes is really impressive. Even her teeth kind of work. I mean, she decided to wear red and black. That really works with the whole look. So this is like what, our zombie queen, as you're gonna see? And they're like, look, see, there's Dave Bautista's glasses. Hilarious. He's like, you should put them on for that. I'd be like, what am I looking at? Hold on. And look, there she is. And I think she's like the zombie queen. And then you have so many interesting zombies because there are all these different Vegas personalities. And there are so many people who wear costumes in Vegas. It's very clever. So there's your zombie queen. She's got a little bit of a zombie cape going and everything and a crown. Now there's their home. That's her castle. And that's the Olympus, basically taking over, it seems, maybe for Caesars, or maybe Caesars will still be here as well. But the Olympus is not a real Vegas casino. But here, it's Olympus. They all live there. And maybe that's why their leader will be dubbed Zeus. Maybe just by the team. I don't know if they're naming themselves. So they're all like, if you want to know who this actress is, this is actually, I think it's Samantha Nguyen, who's been in a number of Zack Snyder's films, usually as a stunt person. So that's great for her to step up here and have a bigger role. So there's your zombie queen, or at least maybe the top dating prospect for Zeus. And I think this is Zeus coming in here because he has the same staff with the head on it. And I guess maybe she has an update or an offering. Oh, look, see? As I said, zombie relationships. And they're all smarter. Look, that zombie can evade the knife and everything, and he has amazing reflexes. I mean, that is not fun to deal with. Although it's fun for us to watch. And here they are in the Olympus pool that has now been drained, and they're having a little meeting. And so Zeus is, and I think Theo has been sacrificed. You see him in another shot. But he's like, yeah, oh, there he is down there. Look, see, poor Theo. So... And here you can see them coming out the front, and then look, there's a zombie on horseback in the front there. What do you call it when a horse stands on its two hind legs? But that's very cool. So he's going to lead the charge. He's a zombie general. And they're like, come on, man, we're on foot. Because they're so much slower than the zombie on the horse. They're like, we're even fast zombies, man. You're killing us. And so I was surprised here that even though Matthias Schweikoffer is German and is playing a German character, here he says bon chance, which is good luck in French. Maybe he's saying it to Nora Arnazeder, our French actress. I don't know if she's going to make it out alive. So the zombie general says, charge! And that guy in the front's really, this is almost a lot of actors, I guess, a lot of actors in Vegas who are now very, very, they do a lot of jazz hands in their fighting for the apocalypse, for the zombies. That's a great shot. Now look, see? That looks like Zeus who gets taken out by that blast. I bet he's okay. But yeah, that looks like Zeus, and that's a great shot. I first stopped it because I loved seeing that person get thrown across the room. And then I was like, oh, are they going to make it? And I was like, oh, they're a zombie, maybe. Now look, so the army looks like they get some support. So the army comes in with a tank, although that guy looks like he's not going to make it. It looks like he's the last stand as there's that person dead next to him, slumped out of the top. And look, they have air support too. So I guess at the end, the military's helping with this. So that's Zeus fighting, I think that's Zeus fighting Amari Hardwick. It's not going well. There's poor Theo Rossi getting dragged to his fate. Oh man, at least it's gonna be a memorable scene before you get taken out of this movie, man. So we got a lot of quick shots. Everyone looks great. I'd be like, I guess you can cut their heads off. That's not a bad plan with zombies, right? That's the chompers. So that looks like a flashback to when everyone got zombified. They're making it rain. Don't jinx yourself, guys. It's too early to celebrate. Then this great shot, I love this, of Dave Bautista running over the slots, getting chased by the zombies. That's really great. Now, that's a 20, right? That's a 20, I believe, in blackjack. So that's pretty good. That's pretty close. Although I suspect the house might have a zombie 21. Oh, look there. That's great. That's a great shot of Matthias Schweikoffer. He got it open, baby. Now look, see? That's the purple smoke, I guess, to come pick him up. Come and get us! There's an even cooler shot of that in the end of the trailer. It's a lot of zombies. I don't think you guys are going to make it. And this was amazing. And then Matthias, he's so endearingly European. He goes, what is this? That's like an American would never say that. Be like, what the heck is this? Or what is that? But what is this? And the way he says it is just so wonderfully European. I love it. And sure enough, it's a tiger. They have lots of exotic animals in Vegas too. And that's a very, very clever idea. I love it. That's fantastic. Oh, it looks so gross. I love it. It's like a Siegfried and Roy white tiger. It's great. And I love this line, and he delivers it great. Garrett Dillahunt, he's like, that's crossing the line. And you're like, oh, it definitely is. So we've got our team here. Raul Castillo looks to be going out with a smile on his face. I wonder what Omari Hardwick is listening to. And he's just got a baseball bat with nails in it. Harley Quinn's like, hey, man, that's mine. He's also a blonde. And look, that's a great shot. They're on top of this car. That is so much smoke to be coming out of that little whatever they're using to generate it. But I wonder what's going on. Maybe that doesn't look like the rest of the team, though. Maybe it's just one person. Maybe there's just one person left. Oh, that's crazy. Bly, I knew you would take the money and leave them. Oh, that's great. Army of the Dead. I really like it. They're calling the anime series Army of the Dead Lost Vegas. I might have just called the movie Lost Vegas. I mean, Army of the Dead is a better name for the franchise, but I like Lost Vegas. I like having Vegas in the title. It's very cool. But I mean, they're certainly doing the Vegas theme and all the other advertising, so I think we get it. So this looks phenomenal to me. I think it's going to be very strong for Netflix. So what did you think? What did you think of the trailer? What are your favorite shots? For those of you who are international, what actors are you the most excited to see in this movie? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.